SAPs cannot stand and serve with the infighting and the division?
My last statement, Honourable Member, said this is a sad situation.
It is indeed sad,
It's
sir.
a sad situation.
And there are two of such houses. It is SAPs, and it is that of the governing party, the ruling party of South Africa.
What's wrong with it?
You came here today, and I must say I've been shocked. Do you consider Minister Senzo your comrade or associate?
Okay, let me explain a little bit of a thing. Cele is not an ANC as an organization, is an individual. Mkhunu is an individual. So if Cele and Mkhunu, they don't see eye to eye, if they don't, it's got nothing to do with an ANC when it comes to that one. The question direct, he's my comrade.
I'm clear, thank you. I want to ask you, Minister, roughly how many times did you make contact directly with Cat Matlala?
You mean talking to him? I think it would be 4 times altogether.
4 times. How many times did he contact you? So you say you tried to contact him 4 times.
No. You mean personally?
Yes.
Yes, I met him at the hotel first time. We met at the house in Zimbabwe, and we met at the place in Pretoria. That's physical. That I've met him.
Okay. Help us understand what was so important on the 9th of May, where records reflect that you tried to contact Mr. Matlala close to 10 times, from 8 o'clock in the morning until I think past 11 in the evening. I think it was quite serious. Records reflect, and in the media we've seen that almost every hour you tried to reach out to him. What was this all about?
It's because he was going to be in Durban and we were going to meet. So finally, I'm told that he lost the phone on that particular day. That's why he could not answer.
But what was your reason for calling him every hour on the 9th of May?
I was checking him if he has arrived in Durban.
You were checking if he's around Durban.
Because we're going to arrive and we're going to have a meeting.
Were you going to discuss anything specific on that day?
Yes.
What were you going to
He
discuss
was
with
going
him?
to brief me about the latest discussion on the matters of the project and what was said about me. Further discussing from this screenshot that was said and about my own arrest.
You mentioned earlier on that it is okay for you to meet with him. You don't have to declare. You don't have to, ask for permission from anyone. I want to ask you, do you not find it worrying? NEC, you are leader of this country. I still see you as a leader.
IDEC has been investigating your calls to Matlala, and between March, and I can't remember which month, between March and July, you called him more than 250 times.
Sure.
There were 250 calls between the two of you from March to July. Is that correct?
No, I would not agree with that.
Thanks, Chair.
But it's also the story that we have exchanged the messages 100 times. Yeah. And 0. They said I've called many times, but we have exchanged messages 100 times. I don't exchange messages. So I'm a bit distracted. The question is, Honourable Member, well, I'm not sure about 80. I think that number will have to be I think the cases that has been there are 18, I think so. But myself, I can't guarantee that. Matlala, when I met him, I did not know about these issues and his arrest, Honourable Member. He was, the information came up and out as we continue, arrested for these things and all. And I have considered that the eyes that I've looked at him then are completely different as looking at him now. But me not declaring yes, I don't declare anymore who do I meet. And I guess I would have declared to sleeping in his house because it's a free piece that the ethics says we must declare those things. Would you do the same things now that you know? No, I'll be more circumspect. Is that the word? I'll be more circumspect that I have that information now.
Thank you, Minister. I asked because you were very candid in your responses earlier on, and it was worrying. It was worrying when I heard you say, I took it, I slept there, I met with him, I can do whatever I want, when we look to you still sometimes as a leader.
No, I was answering, if it came with that arrogance, surely it came very, very bad. But I was answering on the question of being a minister and being a public representative, that there are things that you can't do, like doing things and not report. Yeah. Not just because I believe it's correct, I can do as I wish. Human beings are not allowed to do as they wish. They've got some limits to whether you're a minister or not. Hence, I come to this statement, Honourable Member, that says, knowing what I know now, I guess I would behave differently than the time when I didn't know anything.
Definitely. Thank you, Minister, because I'd like to believe that our actions are guided by our morals and our principles. And this is why I ask this question. It is concerning the amount of times that you called Cat Matlala, because I tell you, it is around the same time his contract was actually cancelled by Minister Senzo. And this is why I ask.
What do you mean by same time?
I think it was around about, I stand to be corrected, it was around about May, where Cat's contract was actually cancelled by the minister. So I was just wondering what the reason was for those many calls that you made to him. Was it maybe, and this is just in my opinion, this is just unpacking how things unfolded, was it maybe because you had heard something and you wanted to give him the heads up? I don't know. So this is why I asked you that question.
Well, definitely I could not have any form of a help of cancelling and not cancelling. Definitely, I could not have come close to the minister to cancel or not cancel, so it was not going to help me on that one, even if I knew that it was going to be cancelled or cancelled. I'm very sure if it did not lose the phone, I would have phoned once. So this person is coming to Durban, you don't get that person, so you will try to phone until you get that person, because you know you were supposed to meet him. So that did not happen. That's a reason, not because it was frantic and something that was burning, especially when it comes to the cancelling. That is not for me. I don't come close to cancelling and nowhere that I was put in negotiating. And I can assure you, I could not have negotiated that with the minister. I could not.
Thank you, General. General, if this committee were to request to obtain cell phone records from your network, your service provider, would you be prepared to grant such consent and support the gathering of this information?
For what?
So that we can determine actually, if you have absolutely nothing to hide, would you be okay with that granting?
There have to be serious conditions of defining the information you want. You can't go to my phone and get any kind of information. If you determine And there is a methodology to say, this is information we want, 205 for this information, not everything in my phone. That can't happen. But if you say want information about Cat Matlala and all that, I'm fine, or any other. But it can't be blanket coming to my phone and getting anything in my phone.
So it's a no.
Yes, I'm simply saying, if you describe what information you want, including want information about Cat, that I'm fine. But you can't get my phone to get any other information that is in my phone that has got nothing to do with the ad hoc that is here. It can't be blanket. But you want this one about Matlala, get your 205 and carry it, I'm fine. But that you want to go through the photos and everything that is there,
Your few
it
ones.
can't happen. It just can't happen.
General, you earlier testified that you were aware of rumors, reports suggesting that General Sibia, and you know how I feel about this, that General Sibia runs with drug dealers. To the best of your recollection, where did you first hear these allegations? And do you believe that there's any credibility to them? Because it is concerning, South Africa is burning, and we need to identify these drug cartels and who's linked to them.
Well, I agree. It's really concerning. And it's unfortunate that there is so much drugs that are coming in the country. Of late, there are even laboratories. They bring the machines and the raw material to be done in the country. I'm sure you're aware that quite several of them, those laboratories have been busted. It's highly concerning that a person that is given the duty to prevent and protect people is touched around that. I wish that it would be a lie, but I don't have the evidence that is a lie. I don't have an evidence that is true. But for the very fact that people talk about it, it is a highly concerning matter.
Sure, General. So you're saying that General Sibia, the second in charge, people are talking about the fact that he's embroiled with drug cartels, and you cannot prove that that is a lie, but that is going around. Did you report this to counterintelligence so that he can be investigated?
Who should report to counterintelligence?
Yourself, because it has been brought to your attention. It is very serious, sir. When allegations get made like this, we want to delve deeper into it and get to the truth.
Where is the counterintelligence?
Within SAPS,
I don't know counterintelligence.
is counter not part that investigates?
It's part of it, but I don't come close to the counterintelligence. It's not my job to speak with intelligence and counterintelligence. My job is to speak to the National Commissioner about the matters. And National Commissioner. But that would be a real political interference when I go to the structures, counterintelligence, check this one, check this one, check this one. That would be interference.
Sir, I don't understand on which side you are, because earlier on you said you cannot interfere, and now you are saying you're supposed to go to the National Commissioner. You said earlier on that you're not accountable to anyone because you're an ordinary citizen in South Africa. So I'm saying, as a citizen, something like this gets brought to your attention, do you not report it to the police?
I thought you were talking to me as a minister at the time.
Irrespective.
That if Honourable Member, if I get something about you, the structure that I can go to is at the police station to open the case. Or if maybe the internal matter is to go to the National Commissioner. I can't be chasing units and divisions in the police. That will be the interference if you ask that. And indeed, National Commissioner would have known about these allegations, and he should have taken it forward. But it can't be me going to the counterintelligence, going to intelligence and all that as a minister. As a national commissioner, I can do that. Otherwise, it would be political interference. That's my point on the matter.
So, sir, you're telling me that the interest of South Africans is based on the title of a person and their jurisdiction.
It's based on law.
So only certain people are allowed to report, and General Sibia involved with drug cartels, it goes unreported, he goes uninvestigated. Another thing, General Sibia also allegedly involved in a false affidavit intended to implicate General Khumalo. That also just falls by the wayside and is not reported.
That was reported to Khumalo.
No, not to Khumalo, to open up an investigation against him, even if it's
Well,
just
Khumalo is a
internal.
cop. You should have opened the investigation. Cele is reported it is not a cop. I can't open any investigation. But I've reported to the cop.
I want to ask you, you mentioned something, General, and you said that, you know, with the establishment of these task teams, there was also a task team that was established here in Cape Town where 200 members were deployed and staying at a hotel, and I believe that operation is still functional up until today. 200 members, 800 rand per night. Can you tell me what was the composition of that team?
There were 200 members from different. This one is a police, honorable member. Is ministerial, but set by commissioner at the time, and I think it was still stolen. So these are police. These are this. Maybe let me take it from this way. The national government has put a lot of resources in this province when it comes to policing. So those were the members coming from the different parts of the country to come and work here, try to find the criminality, especially, I think they were initially mentioned townships. I will remember Delft, I think Hanover Park was part of them, but there would be those townships. So to increase the capacity of fighting the murders that were here and all that. So there will be 200 for 2 months, and then they'll be taken out back to their provinces and bring others, and they'll come with the cars, anything around 50. There will be special forces people, most of them, there will be NIU, but there will be detectives, there will be analysts, there will be intelligence. That will be mixed, but is not the multidisciplinary in terms of other departments, but multidisciplinary in terms of police themselves. And then happened 2018 until 2019. It started 2018 April, and as Operation Thunder ended May 2019, I think that must be about 25 months. But after that, there was.
Excuse me, General, I'm being distracted with the noise coming from the corner there, the back. Thank you.
And then COVID came. That changed to be Operation Lockdown, but is still fighting with this criminality. Then has continued under the new name Lockdown, but the same resources, starting from 2018 up to the day, honorable member.
So lockdown commenced when, General?
Operation Thunder starts April 2018. It ends the name May 2019, but operations continue, same operations, but under the name Operation Lockdown.
Yes, Jay? I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Chi. Time.
Kodwa kusemnandi kangaka. Still good to hear from you.
Are you saying time up?
The feeling is...
I'm not good with sign language. I'm not finished.
Can't you give her more time, please?
It's not me who allocates time, it's these honorable members.
Okay.
If we respect each other, we are also going to respect the time.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.